Hey guys, welcome to the 179th C# tutorial that I'm making for the new Boston, and in this tutorial we're basically going to begin our fifth project. Even though it's going to be basically a small project, all we're really going to be doing is making a program that will generate CAPTCHAs. And if you don't know what a CAPTCHA is, it's that annoying little thing every time you have to download something or make an account, or there's like an image and there's like scrambled text inside of it, and you basically have to type out what that text is. And in case you didn't know, those are just to prevent bots from downloading multiple files or creating multiple accounts or something like that. So like I said, we're just going to be making a program that will generate those images. And the first thing that we're just going to want to do here is create a button so that the user can select the output of all these images. So they're just going to be able to select a folder where all these CAPTCHAs will be saved to. So we're just going to say right here, choose folder. And right next to this button, we're just going to have a label showing the folder path that they actually chose. And we're just going to make it 3 dots for right now, but we'll change that later on. Alright, and then we're just going to want to have a button that will say begin. And this will just basically start the generation. So we're going to say right here, start. And right next to that, we're going to have a label. And then we're going to have a text box following that so that the user can choose how many CAPTCHAs they actually want. And I'm just going to make this label's text amount, since there's going to be a text box following it, or you can type in how many CAPTCHAs that you want to actually generate. Let's make that about that big. Alright, and then right down here we're just going to have a panel, and this is so that the user can see all the CAPTCHAs being generated. So we're just going to have a panel right there, and every time that we create a new CAPTCHA, it'll be displayed in there. Alright, let me just resize this accordingly. Alright, there we go. And a couple more things that we have to do is rename the form, and I'm just going to make it say Captcha generator, and then I'm just going to make it so that the user cannot resize the form. So I'm going to make the form border style fixed single, and then I'm going to make it so that the user cannot maximize the form. So we're going to go down here to maximize box and set that property to false. Alright, so like I said, we're just going to be generating CAPTCHAs, and since we have the amount that the user can create, we're basically just going to create a method where the user will pass as a parameter the amount of CAPTCHAs that they want to generate, and then it will just return an image array of actually all of those CAPTCHAs. So we're just going to say right here, we're going to make the return type an image array, and then we're just going to call this method generate CAPTCHAs. And as a parameter, you're going to be able to pass through the amount that you want to generate. So int amount. Alright, and I'm just going to make it return null right here so we don't get an error saying we haven't returned anything. Okay, so the first thing that we have to do is create new graphics to actually draw on. So we're going to say graphics g equals panel1.createGraphics. And then we're going to want to create a brush to actually draw the shapes and the text with. So we're going to say brush, or actually no, solid brush b equals a new solid brush. And then for the color, we want this color to be random. So we're going to want to create a new random up here. So we're going to say random ran equals a new instance of the random class. Alright, and like I said, we're just going to want to generate a random color. So we're going to say color.fromArgb, which is just like numbers. And since alpha is always going to be 255 or FF in hexadecimal, I'm just going to put 0x FF for 255. And then for the rest of the colors, we can actually generate them randomly. So we're going to say ran.next to get a random number. And for the minimum, we're going to make it 0. And then for the maximum, we're going to make it 255. Since the maximum amount for red, green, or blue is 255, we're just going to want to do that for all 3 of them. So we're just going to copy this, so the random color will be different, though, for red, green, and blue. I'm just going to paste this ran.next. Alright, so now we just basically created a solid brush with a random color. And we just need to add another parenthesis here. Alright, and now we're just going to want to create a pen tool because we're not going to be drawing solid shapes over our text because then we wouldn't actually be able to read the text. So we're just going to be drawing shapes like the outline of the shape. And we're going to say pen P equals a new pen. And then for the color of that, we just want it to be a random color as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this random color that we have right here. And even though I copied that code, it'll generate a different random color. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this tutorial. In the next tutorial, we're actually going to get into drawing the text and drawing the shapes and stuff like that. Alright, so see you guys.